name's Cat. Welcome to my channel. Today we are playing The Letter. Previously, we sold the house to the Wrights, and they even gave us money, and now we're kind of treating Becca and Zach because she gave us the extra money, and now we're talking about Zach's movie, and apparently something happened to that, and that's pretty much where we left off. Alright, let's continue. A snicker escapes me, which I promptly stamp down on as soon as she sends me a hard look.
This isn't a laughing matter, Isabella. Some bowbag just insulted him.
Some what? I've honestly never heard that insult before.
Calm down, Rebecca. Those are just reviews, and it happens a lot.
Well, I guess they're not great reviews.
I do not ken about you two, but calling the entire film an out-and-out drivel, you're better off watching an educational kids' TV show, and worst 1.5 hour of my life, among other things, isn't exactly a critique any decent movie reviewer would say.
Well, that's pretty harsh. I mean, not that we actually watched the movie, so I can't say if that's true or not, but that's what movie viewers do. That's like their thing. It's like food critique. Food critics. They do the same thing. It's like their job to say awful things.
If you could call that a critique! Did we even watch the same film?
We didn't watch the film at all. We were talking about ghosts.
Well, maybe I ain't cut out for it. Better stick with my photography or something.
Aww. Don't say that, Zach. You might be an awesome director. Filmmaker? Thing person.
If nothing else, this helped me open my eyes to what I can and can't do.
Oh.
You're giving up.
It wasn't a question.
It was just something experimental I did on my free time anyway. It's no big deal.
You can do it, Zach. I believe in you. You can do the thing.
But you worked on it for months.
Doesn't look like it matters for those people.
Some people work on it for years.
Don't say that!
And Isabella's a very emotional person. My palm strikes the table, sitting the tableware on top clinking against each other. I didn't even notice when I rose from my seat. But here I am, chest heaving, looking down at him in the same manner a teacher would at any unruly student. Becca's probably proud. I didn't mean to yell, but there are some things people like Zach aren't supposed to say. How exasperating. He, of all people, should know.
It's just a review.
Yeah, screw those people.
Except they're pretty well-known critics.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Why does that matter? They aren't the ones calling the shots on this. Isn't that why they have a committee?
Yeah, that's true.
Right, Becca?
An amused gleam in her eyes when I turned to her. What does she find so entertaining here? Help me here. Your friend's about to quit his passion for a petty reason. I haven't read what those people wrote about his work, but a few scathing words shouldn't be enough to discourage someone. I should know, after all. I am
Failing means you're playing, Zach. Not that I'm saying it's bad. I've seen it from start to finish, and I know for myself what you created isn't something people should scoff at. I don't know anything about filming or photography. Hell, I don't have an inkling of artistry in me except for those doodles I make for class. But I know what I watched. Look at Isabella. It's not every day you see her all riled up like this.
I don't know, it seems like Isabella's been riled up quite often since we started playing this game. Whatever I'm about to say gets lost in my tongue, as a flush of embarrassment blooms across my face.
It was a heat of the moment thing. And anyway, I'll be very angry with you if you quit.
Yeah, you don't want to see us angry, Zach.
What about the exhibit?
What exhibit?
Classified information.
Even if I bring you your favorite tonight?
What, cup noodles?
Nope, not a chance.
Oh, come on! I thought we aren't supposed to have secrets.
I'm sure Becca has plenty of secrets.
Thanks, you two. I might need some time alone to myself for a while. Just to think about things, how I'll go from here, that sort of stuff. Hey, I'm not quitting, Bella. Don't give me that face.
There's no face at all. Only a poor imitation of a puppy dog eyes. If you could call this one.
Promise?
I'll be damned if I break any promise I make to you guys.
Aww. So nice.
Besides, you're right. It's too early to say anything right now. Once night ain't for another week.
And that's all the answer I need from him. As sentimental as it sounds, the fulfillment in knowing another person you know won't take the same path you've walked. It's not like it's over for me, though. I still have time. I could still come back. Do my own thing. Do what I really want to do. What is it that she really wants to do? Surely once Papa recovers, once I'm done with everything. Inside my bag, my phone buzzes unexpectedly, breaking the pleasant afternoon lull. Oh, great. Rose. The screen shows Rose.
Hey, Isabel. You at the office?
Nope.
Ha ha. Very funny, Rose. I'm hanging up.
Don't, I'm kidding. BRC says the floor plan copies are ready for Miss McCullough to pick up.
She states that as if it already explains everything. Then, out of the blue, she launches a long rant about the awful state of Luxembourg streets. All of which she says in a single breath that I can barely keep up and make out a single word. I stay quiet, if only to avoid becoming the next object of her frustration. She's similar to Becca in that regard.
I'm stuck in horrendous traffic right now. Bloody stupid drivers.
When she has finally run out of things to complain about and stops, what she says next still has none of what I'm hoping to hear from her. Just a quick mumbled plea for me to meet the right interior designer in her stead and
Anyway, I'll leave it to you. Bye. Thanks.
classic Rose. She ends the call without even asking for my input. Oh, journal updated in our timeline. Let us look. Looky. Okay. A day after... Oh good, this is the new one. A day after the open house, the Wrights were seen securing the mansion's purchase at Briar Realty's Luxembourg office. Parties involved in the transaction were surprised at how fast it went, but agreed it was to be expected when dealing with influential people like the Wrights. Happy over the sale, Isabel Santos treated her friends to lunch. The sky is cloudless, blue eyes, and the noontime sun beating down on the hard concrete when we leave the cafe. It's far from unbearable, but it's enough to put most people in a fickle mood or make them vulnerable to catching something. No wonder we have staff members going AWOL lately, not to mention my boss's mercurial moods. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I want our usual cloudy weather back. For all the gripes about the unpredictable weather, you don't live in Ohio. Though the streets of Luxembourg remain constantly busy, the hurried tapping of shoes against the pavement and an inane chatter coming from the lunchtime crowd fill the humid afternoon air. A small reminder of the things we still have to do, regardless of how much I want to return to the comfort of my bed. Back to Briar Realty for me. Zach to a meeting with a magazine publisher featuring luxury houses, and Becca to her lesson plans and books at home. But more than once, I catch her sneaking a longing glance over something displayed on a shop window. Did she want to buy something? Maybe I can get it for her this Christmas. I turn my head at the last shop she's checked out. A fleeting glimpse. The world stills. Feel like this probably shouldn't be happening. She looks at me, eyes hollow, gaze piercing and boring into my very soul, like a set of chains to keep my whole body still. And then my fan is making this awful noise, which is not helping anything. Maybe it'll stop soon. Give it a second. Okay. She looks at me, eyes hollow, gaze piercing, and boring into my very soul, like a set of chains to keep my whole body still. There are no shadows or whispers this time. Only a plea. A hum, low and indistinct. Beckoning me, intent on dragging me into the void beyond the glass. Can we not, though? I don't dare to move. My heart hammers against my ribs, each beat, every thump, screaming at me to look away and make a run for it. But I can't. I couldn't. All my limbs feel heavy, and my own breathing strains in the face of her calls. Okay, yeah, but can we not? Like, what will you do if I don't help you?
Leave me alone.
Her mouth is stretched in a grin, wide and unpleasant. The panic building up in my chest forces me to make a tentative step back. I try not to stare at the decaying flesh, blood streaming from the gaping wounds on her arms or her nails fingers. I don't want this. Not like this. Not after I got what I want for Papa.
Oh no, stop. Leave me alone.
Her face contorts, and she lets out a wail, sharp and utterly unforgiving. Rage. There's only hatred and bitterness, as if the very notion of turning away from her is an offense in itself.
Please! I don't want this!
Before I know it, I'm stumbling backwards, my own throat hoarse from the screams I didn't even notice already coming out of my mouth. The back of my feet catch on a loose stone, sending me sprawling on the ground. The resulting pain completely jolts me out of the haze, blurring my mind. For a little while, my surroundings appear unfamiliar until Becca's face swims into my vision. A look of concern is on her face, and her hands are gripping my arms tight. Even Zach appears beside himself, with worry while he stands behind her, acting as a shield against the small crowd of onlookers already forming around us.
What happened?
Bella, you okay?
Do we look okay? My mouth opens and closes, but nothing comes out. The words refuse to form. On impulse, I sneak a swift glance at the display window. She's gone. Yet the foreboding feeling hasn't left me. My hands are shaking as I push myself off the ground, my weakened limbs relying solely on reflex and muscle memory. Something icy has made its home at the pit of my stomach. I want to throw up, anything to get the wretched sensation out.
You are screaming! Zach, call someone!
No, don't. I'm good. I'm good. I need to get to the office. Rose, the floor plans. Someone's going to pick it up.
Yep, ignore all the things that happened. I have other things to do, apparently.
I'll see you later.
Careful! Don't stand up yet. Stay put, Isabella. Zach, you watch over her for me. I'll call for someone.
Journal update. Okay, let us read our journal. We have to go to the next page now. Ooh, shadowy figure. After a pleasant lunch with Zachary Steele and Rebecca Gales, Isabella Santos received an urgent call from Rose Cooper, asking to meet her with the Wrights. interior designer. Left with no choice, she hurried back to the RC, but on her way, one of the shops she passed by, a familiar smile greeted her. I attempt to smile to put her at ease, but it likely comes off as a grimace. Gently, I push her hands off my shoulders. My knees are still trembling, but I can stand. Leave me. Stay away. The humidity is stifling. Everyone's stares are unnerving, and Becca and Zach's concerns are suffocating. I don't want to be here. No more. I break into a run. Did we do our thing and do the thing we're supposed to do? News. Stuff happening. I wish I hadn't left my bed this morning. Here, with only the occasional drips of water on the sink and whirring of fan blades to keep me company, it's easy to fall into a cycle of negative thinking. But even with the clutter to keep me company, the room still feels a whole lot bigger than usual. I hug my knees closer as a group passes by outside. Loud. So loud. If only there was a way to tune everything out to keep my head from replaying every image, every sound of her. Her screams, her awkward gait as she reaches for me, her bone-chilling smile, her pleas for enough. That's enough. A shiver passes over me. Though it's not from the hair still hanging damp against my back, nor the draft that enters the room from the windows I've left wide open. My gaze shifts over the letter sitting on the coffee table. Its edges flutter innocuously as the wind touches it. Funny how an ordinary-looking piece of paper can bring this much trouble. The impulse to throw it away or to rip it to pieces is still there. I could easily do it. But after that, what? Will she leave me? What about those people who have already seen it? Will they be okay? This uncertainty gnaws at me. Knowing that she's real, and might also go after people I care about, I just wish someone would listen. Believe me. Story updated. Awesome. The abrupt break in the silence nearly makes me jump out of my skin. Also, aren't we supposed to see a professor at some point? Finally, I fish out my phone from under the mess of papers and cushions where I've carelessly thrown it before taking a shower hours ago. His name flashes brightly on the screen. Is he calling because of this afternoon?
Thank you so much for spamming my inbox, scaredy cat.
When did we do that?
Hey, Ash.
What's wrong?
Stuff.
I just had a long day. The couple who bought the house wanted us to finish processing the papers within the week. It's a little hectic, but we'll manage.
Really? You sold it?
Yep, we did.
Don't sound so surprised. I told you, you don't stand a chance. The rights won't take no for an answer. You've been on the losing end from the very start. Ha!
Whoever said I was interested in the house in the first place?
You said you might be.
But you said...
Despite his light tone, his snicker only comes off as annoying to my ears. I have to fight the urge to end the call right then and there. Stupid Ash.
You're such an ass. And just so you know, I'm not treating you to a separate celebration. Or ever.
No, that's just unfair. And here I was looking something up for you. Didn't you say you wanted to talk to Andrew?
Yes, we did want to talk to Andrew. I paused. I did say that, but I didn't think he'd actually go through the trouble, considering how much he scoffed at the whole topic in the first place.
Is he okay with that?
Totally. Besides, I need to ask him about something. I might as well do it soon. What do you say you come with me tomorrow morning?
Okay. Hopefully the ghost doesn't try to murder us in our sleep.
Well, there's no harm in it, I suppose. I've got a free day anyway.
Great, I'll just pick you up. Don't oversleep.
You're totally gonna oversleep. That's our thing.
Don't compare me to you. I'm not the one who sleeps like a rock.
Another round of chuckles come from him. Oh, I will live for the day he'll stop making fun of me. Just wait, you asshole. Oh, burn. As I'm about to end the call, he clears his throat.
And, Isabella?
His sudden, diffident tone sends my eyebrows shooting up into my hairline. Is the world ending today?
Yeah? Did you forget something?
Do you think we...
Well, he has a crush on us.
Never mind. Good night.
He hangs up instantly. Rude. Completely rude. I didn't even get to thank him. The busy tone though muffled, echoes through the receiver. No one is saying this will work. Even I'm doubtful it will. But right now, I'll take anything. Anything to get out of this nightmare. Oh. Journal update. Okay. Of course he has a beard. Ashton Gray reminds Isabella Santos of their meeting with Professor Andrew Clark tomorrow. A respected professor with a doctorate degree in sociology. As a former researcher specializing in ethnography and psychology, Ashton assured that his friend can help with her worries regarding the mansion's rumors. Sleep comes easier tonight, and for the first time in a long time I dream of clear skies, of unrestrained laughter from children playing in the streets and in small, cramped dwellings. To an outsider, the sight does not paint a pretty picture. However, this is home to me. Story update. Morning dawns bright and clear the following day. Although the air still feels muggy and I miss the chilly autumn weather, it's one of those rare weekends when I'm up before my alarm rings. If it wasn't for Ash's call last night, I'd probably sleep in. When 9 a.m. rolls around, I'm already heading downstairs where Ash is waiting for me in his car. Oh, look at our little apartment complex. It's very nice. His hair disheveled. It just looks wet. Whatever. His hair is a disheveled mess. Eyes drowsy and overall looking like he hurried to get out of bed. Or fell out of it. Or both. He looks adorably rumpled this way. But I'm not going to tell him that. It'd only bloat his unbearable ego.
Good morning, Ash!
He makes a motion with his finger around his ear. Tone it down.
Can you even drive?
He answers me with a slight raise of his hand, a yawn, and nothing more. He has never been particularly fond of mornings, and for that I'm thankful to every god in the universe. Less mental capacity for him to make fun of me. Ha! There's a reason why mornings are my favorite. It doesn't take long for us to reach our destination, the small cafe situated in Luxembourg's busiest street, the same one I'd often visit with Becca for its cheap food. I've never gone here on a Sunday, and it's striking how different it appears without the usual weekday and Saturday rush. The atmosphere especially reminds me of something we also have back home, near the university I used to attend. I wonder what happened to it. It was being renovated before I left, so I never got to visit one last time. The place has always had a calming effect on me. But today, despite standing in a place similar to it, anxiety easily washes over me as soon as I step out of the car. I'm quite used to dealing with people I've never met before thanks to my work, but still, I don't know him. In spite of the fact both Ash and Becca have vouched for him, what will he think of me and my story? What if he thinks I'm crazy? Hell, even my own friends thought so. I draw a breath to quell the panic beginning to rise in me. Oh well, only one way to find out. A few hesitant steps forward and then Ash suddenly pulling me back by my elbow.
Hold on, scaredy cat, not too fast.
Why? Without warning, he flicks my forehead hard.
That hurts! What was that for?
Were we about to get hit by a car? He's already walking away when I look up, and I hurry to catch up to him, puzzled. I really don't understand this guy. At least explain why you're flicking the other person's forehead all of a sudden. So rude.
Get yourself together, will you? He's not going to bite. He's very accommodating, too.
I wasn't scared of him or anything.
You don't look like it. Didn't sound like you were okay last night either.
Huh?
What was that last one?
I'm guessing Becca talked to him.
Hey! Don't just ignore me!
All questions and retorts die on my mouth once he opens the door to the shop. A cast iron bell attached to it chimes softly, announcing our arrival. The smell of freshly brewed coffee welcomes us as soon as we step in. Like usual, several tables and chairs have been set up for patrons. But most of the customers have forgone them in favor of more comfortable throw pillows and bean bags the staff has laid out on the floor. Becca would love to know they have something like this on Sundays. She's been complaining how uncomfortable the library chairs are for a long time now. He looks like Santa Claus. Ash leads me to a secluded spot near the window, where an old man, probably in his 50s or 60s, is seated enjoying a brew and a book.
Professor Clark.
It's just Andrew now. I'm no longer your professor, Detective Inspector Frey.
I guess that answers my question. He's police. The guy, Andrew, looks up from his book and gives him a smile. A sheepish look crosses Ash's face at the older man's admonishment. More unusual, in my opinion, is seeing him appear like a parent has just scolded him. But it suggests a familiarity between them, one that goes beyond what someone expects from a simple student and mentor. With another warm smile, he gestures for us to take an empty seat opposite to him.
Have you been waiting long?
Quite some time. But I come here early on weekends. Best time to get their first serving of bear claws. They're the only place that serves it here.
I guess bear claws aren't common over there?
I took the liberty of ordering for you two. I hope you don't mind. I thought it'd be best to talk over a decent helping of coffee.
Yeah, but what if we're picky about our coffee? Soon enough, a waiter brings us 2 more cups and sits down a basket of pastries.
Aren't you going to introduce the lady?
Ah, right, sorry. Isabella, this is Prof. Andrew. He's one of my professors back at the university. Andrew, this is Isabella Santos.
Santos. Portuguese? Spanish? Brazilian? Mexican?
No, I guess.
Filipina, actually. It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor.
Ah, your name carries a lot of history, Miss Santos.
Thank you.
Just Andrew is fine. Don't do what Ashton's doing. He doesn't listen to this old man.
He doesn't listen to anyone, more like. The awkward tension typically present that. The awkward tension typically present in first meeting dissipates after that. I was expecting someone strict and, to an extent, someone severe. But Professor Andrew Clark is definitely the opposite of what I had in mind. The more personable kind, similar to a grandfather who dotes on you at a family gathering. It's obvious why Ash has taken a liking to him. Well, we'll see what Prof. Andrew has to say in the next episode. I am Tato Cap. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon.